Nobody starts at the finish line. You have to start somewhere. In order for you to get to where you're going, to meet that destination, you can't think that you're going to get there instantly. Welcome to another episode of the Mr. Mindful Minute podcast, where I touch on different topics on different areas of life, or how you could go from a nothing place to a something place. In today's topic, we're talking about progress, not perfection. And why are we talking about progress and not perfection? Is because sometimes we need to understand how to get to the place that we want without holding ourselves back, putting our self at a level of miracle territory where things can actually happen, where we have the possibilities of achieving the goals that we're actually trying to attain. See, understand that when we are looking at things a certain way, when we're doing certain things, we are creating a lot of hindrances for ourselves. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it has nothing to do with other people. Sometimes it has nothing to do with circumstances. Sometimes it is really just us. Hands down. I can't say it no clearer than that. We don't realize how much we hold ourselves back sometimes when we have the mindset or as perfection. Oh man, it just gotta be like this. I needed to have this detail and this detail and this detail in order for it to be the way I want it to be, in order for it to get done, in order for it to be accomplished, in order for me to say I did it. Think about it for a second though. If you was creating a dish and there were people that was hungry, but when you created this dish, it didn't come out the way that you wanted it to. You may not have had the ingredients, all of them. So now, what does that mean? Does that mean that the people that are waiting to be fed cannot be fed? Does that mean that they have to go without because everything wasn't there for you to create it? Because here's the thing. It's not saying that you can't make the dish. It's just saying that you can't make the dish with all the ingredients that you want it to have. But could the dish itself be created and served? That's what I want you to understand. When you are looking for progression, you are looking for ways to continue to keep moving, right? That's progression. You're looking for ways to continue to keep moving. What is progress? What is progress? It is gradual movement. Gradual movement. Gradual. That's progress. So even with this dish, you like, look, I'm still keep on making my dish. It's going to be missing a couple ingredients. And guess what? The people that are eating it, they may not even be able to tell. But most importantly, I don't want you to miss this. Most importantly, understand that those people that are eating that dish find your dish more valuable eating it than if you said, hey, I don't have the ingredients, I can't make anything. I don't have all the ingredients, I can't make anything. Which one has more value? The one that doesn't have all the ingredients, but it's being made, or the one that doesn't have all its ingredients and it's not being made? That's a no-brainer. Like, hands down, it's a no-brainer. Nobody has to really figure that out. Nobody has to think about that. Because if you're hungry, you like, bruh, I don't care. You missing a couple of salt, pepper, oregano. I ain't tripping. I'm hungry. Like, I'm hungry right now. Let me bring that over. Let me run that, please. So that's how people are looking at it. So understand that you not creating that thing, or you not working on you not actually taking those steps to continue to advance, to get to advanced state, guess what? You are not only devaluing you, but you're also minimizing your value to other people. I'm going to say that again. You're not only devaluing you, you're minimizing your value to other people. Because somebody, somewhere, values what you do, what you create, how you are, your state of mind. But when you are looking for that perfection, oh man, no, I can't do it, because you are creating the problem. And guess what? You are becoming the problem. And I understand 100% that some things, unless all the intricacies are there, then you can't create it, right? But that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is actually having everything that you need in order to continue to move forward. So going from that nothing place to that something place. So the place that you may be in is a perfectionist mindset, but you want to shift, right? You want to shift to the mindset of progress. Now, see, understand there's a difference. There's a difference from progress and progression. Because when you are looking to progress, what you're going to do is you're going to look for ways to improve, to minimize fault as much as possible. But when you're looking for progression, you're trying to see how you can improve. And so what can tend to happen is we be so fixed on, oh man, I'm looking for progression, but we don't be looking for progress. And see, progression, again, that's something that's gradual. That's something it's continual movement. So guess what? If you working out and you doing your thing and you putting that work in and you constantly doing it, you're not going to work out 1 day, 2 days, 3 days and say, oh man, boom, I got the results that I was looking for. No. You are going to say, by me constantly doing this progression, I'm going to get to the result that I want. So progression is part of consistency, right? So you constantly are regularly at it, right? But regularly trying to improve, because you know that by you regularly trying to improve, you may not see it right now, but you'll see it later. So it's the future thing, or the future you, that is going to show the results. Is not the current state. See, the current state is where it's at. But when you're trying to progress, you're going to say, all right, let me minimize fault as much as possible. And so I'm going to do this right now. Boom, I did this. Next day, boom, I did this. Boom, I did this the next day. Boom, I did this the next day. So it's you are constantly looking for ways. You're constantly looking for ways to take out fault, to take out default, right? Defectiveness. So now by you constantly doing that, that actually shifts things a little bit more, right? And so by you doing that, you'll turn around and be like, wow, like I was here and, I'm here. But guess what? People don't always see it that way. Sometimes people see it as, oh no, I need to go from right here to right here almost instantly. And it's not going to happen, right? It just don't work that way. Even if you was trying to go from point A to point B, there's a journey in between there. From point A to point B, in between there is a journey. And you ain't going to start at the finish line. Nobody just, boom, I wanted to be here and boom, I'm here now. No, it don't work that way. So what I'm trying to help you to understand is stop looking for things to be perfect. Stop looking for perfection. Because the more that you continue to look for perfection, guess what? The more that you are enabling yourself. Every single time you look for something to be perfect, guess what? You're enabling yourself, and you're changing the possibility of something being done or mindset of having or working towards. What do I mean by that? By you constantly looking for perfection, right? This is one thing that I will guarantee. When you look for perfection, you will constantly find imperfection. I'm going to say that again. When you look for perfection, you will constantly find imperfection. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to constantly be finding a fault in it. You're going to constantly be finding a reason to not run through with it, right? Now, obviously, I'm not saying that if things just is off and things just don't look right, don't do it, right? But what I'm saying is you can't expect everything to be lined up a certain way in order for things to still happen. It's not going to. It is not going to happen because you are enabling yourself. You enabling yourself. How can you do anything when you enable? You constrict it. But that's your mindset. You are doing that to yourself. You are putting yourself or that thing into a cage box and saying, nope, it's not time yet. But what is going to happen when time actually runs out? We don't know when time will run out for that thing or for us. We have no idea. Situations happen to everybody. Unforeseen things happen to everybody. Look, we're looking at the COVID, right? Here it is. We almost at the end of 2020 and it's still here. Nobody a while back was like, oh man, everybody had plans. Everybody had plans on how they wanted to do things or what they wanted to do, right? Boom. Unforeseen situation. It happened. So what I'm saying to you is, if you start looking at yourself or looking at things on how you can go from a nothing place to a something place, from perfection to progress, then you'll be able to say, you know what? Let me do this. Let me put this out. Let me create this. Because now it's there. It is there. So how can we continue to do this? How can we continue to say, you know what? I don't want to have a perfectionist mindset, and I'm going to start putting things in place. One of the things that you have to do, you might have to say to yourself every single day, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to put this out. I'm going to create this. I'm going to develop this mindset. I'm going to change this habit. Because you constantly saying it to yourself, you are creating, right? Not just a reminder, but you're creating a point of view. You're creating that. And because you're creating that point of view, that's something that you will be looking at. That's something that you will be able to be intentional about and say, that's what I'm actually going to do. That's where I'm actually trying to go. That's what I'm actually trying to attain. That's what I'm actually trying to create. So by you constantly doing that, saying it to yourself, right? All of the time. What's something else that you can actually do? Something else that you could do is just tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to allow me to stop me anymore. Look, for real. Like, you have to say to yourself, because it don't necessarily have anything to do with anybody else. It has everything to do with you. 100%. Has everything to do with you. So by you saying to yourself, I'm not going to allow me to stop me anymore. I'm not going to be in my own way. I'm going to stop stepping on my own toes. Like, for real. When are you going to actually do that so you can create that thing? So you can develop that mindset? So you can put out this product? That's what you have to do. Because if only you know about it and you want it to be a certain way, does that mean that it won't have value to other people? No, it does not. Other people may actually have more value in it than you think. They may say, wow, I needed something like this. I was waiting for something like this. But how would you ever know if you don't put it out? If you don't, because here's the thing. By you creating it, by you developing it, by you having the approach about it, now that it's here, right? There's no, oh man, I could wait a little longer because I got to do this. I can wait a little longer. Like, there's no more excuse now. Because guess what? If you put it out or you create it or you work on it, right? Becoming it, and it's not sweet and it's not there, guess what? That's when you'll start looking for ways to have progression, because you like, yo, it don't have the effect that I thought it was going to have. It don't have a buzz that I thought it was going to have. I don't have the outlook that I thought I was going to have. Let me go back to the drawing board. Let me see what I can do to improve. Let me see how I can do to make this better. You are constantly looking for ways to make it better, even if it does work, right? But I can promise you, by you actually putting it out, by you actually taking the steps forward to it, it will make you say, all right, now I done did this. I have to continue to move forward for betterment. You have to. If you love yourself, right? If you love this thing, if you love what you do, you're constantly going to look for ways to improve. Why? Because you don't want to get complacent. Even if it's going good, but you ain't doing nothing to make it better, then guess what? Complacency. So that's how you'll have the mindset of progress and not perfection, because you'll be looking for ways to improve, but it has to be there. Something has to be manifested in order for you to progress. If there's nothing, then you like, all right, well, I ain't put it out yet anyway. So if it's not ready, then it's cool. There's no urgency. You like, oh, I could hold off on it because I still got to do this or I still got to do that. Why? Why are you holding off on it? And again, if everything that's needed to be there is not there, then I understand, right? Because you're still having progress. But if you can actually develop this mindset, create this thing, or continue to work, if you can do that and it's just missing some details, guess what? And you're not doing it, guess what? You have a perfection mindset and you're holding yourself back. Like you looking for all these excuses. That's all that you're going to do. When you have a perfection mindset and you're not doing it, you are looking for a bunch of excuses. Why haven't you created this thing yet? Oh, well, because I needed to have this. And also you saying that if you don't have that, then you can't you can't come out with it. Oh, no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I wanted that. There it is. I wanted to have, not, oh, I needed it to have. That's a difference. That's a mindset. So understand, not making excuses for yourself. Like, you won't make no excuse for somebody else's behavior, right? You won't let nobody make an excuse for action, right? You won't let nobody make an excuse for not being present, not showing up, not being there, right? And you was counting on them. No excuses. You won't let nobody make an excuse. It was an event. Wasn't there. There's no excuses, right? Understandably, things can happen, right? But if it wasn't major or detrimental, you like, bro, I ain't even trying to hear it. Like, for real. At the end of the day, you didn't show. I ain't looking for no excuses. So that's the same thing. We'll start creating excuses for ourselves. But we put the standard on other people that we won't create no excuses for them. But we creating all these excuses for ourselves, and we not holding ourselves to that degree to understand that you holding yourself back by creating all these excuses. Perfectionist mindset is you creating every excuse that you possibly can on why it's not put out. Now, if you putting it out, right? If you said, but what if I put it out? What if I actually already did it, right? But I still have a perfectionist mindset. Now, what you do is look for ways for it to be better. Continue to look for ways for it to be better, because that's how you will progress. Remember, progress, not perfection. Look for ways for it to improve over time, because it is not going to be where you want it to be right now. It is going to be where you want it to be over a series of events. Again, with working out, you're not going to lose 30 pounds in 3 days, but you can lose 30 pounds in 3 months. There it is. So you are constantly, if you was doing a workout regimen and you was like, oh man, I started out doing this, but you know what? It wasn't fully working. I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Guess what? Are you going to keep doing that? Are you going to hold on to ineffectiveness? No. You're going to be like, all right, let me switch it up a little bit. Let me try this. Oh, wow. I'm feeling a burn. Okay. I'm doing that now. Progression. And so understand, stop holding on to ineffective ways. That's an ineffective mindset. Oh man, this is not working, but I'm going to keep doing this. Why? Because you fall back on what you know, not what you don't know. In the event of an emergency, you are going to fall back on what you know and what you've been trained to do and what you have not been trained to do. That is where it is going to show. So if you think about it, with a fire drill, when you was in school, they constantly said fire drill. All right, we got to practice with it. What if in the event that this happened, this is what these guys are going to do. This is what you guys are going to do. But if they didn't do that and there was a fire, guess what? You're going to fall back on what you know. And if you did not implement anything in place, guess what? You are going to get burned. That's what's going to happen. So what I'm saying to you is continue to look for ways to improve, right? Fall back on what you do know. By improving now, you are learned. Oh, I know this now. I was looking for something to improve to better. And now this is what I'm doing. I can fall back on what I know now. You can't pull something out of your deck, out of your playing cards that ain't there. Like, seriously, how can you be like, all right, well, I'm going to pull this card out and I'm going to try this. You don't have the tools. You don't have the resources. You don't have the necessarily disposition because you wasn't doing anything. You kept saying, oh, well, I'm not doing this because it ain't this. It ain't here yet. You making all the excuses. And so may you have your reasons. You probably do. You might have your reasons on why you don't want to. So it brings me back to this situation that I was in, right? I was in this situation where I was constantly saying, oh man, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm so used to this. And the situation was changing my eating habits, right? I was like, oh man, I can't stop eating X, Y, and Z, the chicken and the this and the that. Oh no, I can't stop doing that because I didn't know anything else. All I knew was what I've been doing for years. But the situation that happened was I ended up developing acid reflux really bad, right? And I'm throwing up stomach acid. It was bad. And I said, man, this is going to burn my esophagus. This is going to mess my throat up. No, I can't keep living like this. I got to look for something that's going to work. And I don't want to just take no pill. I stopped saying, oh, no, I can't do this because, right? And started looking for reasons on how I can improve. All right, if I do this, all right, that's going to help me improve. Oh, that didn't work? Let me try something else. Oh, that didn't work? Let me try something else. Hence how I got to being on the road of being a vegan. So understand, if you continue to have the mindset of, no, I need it to be a certain way. And again, I was like, oh, well, no, I like eating this or I like eating that and I want it to taste like this. Guess what? I would have kept having the same results that I was having. But I chose to say, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. So understand, it's progress, not perfection. And remember, you great, so go and be great. So now I'm going to touch on, now it's time for a quick moment, right? So my moment that I had was I'm in the car, me and my daughter's driving, and we're going to go get something to eat. So as we driving to go get something to eat, we at, where we go? Burger King. We go to Burger King. You know, they got the Impossible Whopper and things like that. So we go over there, we get that. Then the line is crazy long. No lie, we in long, probably 20 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. We ain't really in no rush. It's all right. We get in line. I get up to the window to order the food. I'm like, hey, dude, what you want? She like, oh, I'm gonna just get these four little nugget things, poppers. I'm like, you sure? Now, mind you, I already knew she didn't eat all day. And I'm like, you sure? She like, yeah, that's all I want. You sure that's all you want? Yeah, no, that's all I want. All right, cool. I said, look, you know what? She asked for the 4. I'm going to double what she asked for and get her 8. Let me get the 8 and let me get my Impossible Whopper. Cool. Boom. Ride around. No mayonnaise, right? No cheese on my Impossible Whopper. We ride around, pay for the food. We legit was in line through this whole process like 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, bet. We pull off. I give her the bag. I say, if you want to go ahead and start eating, by all means, go ahead. So we driving, right? And as I'm driving, I look over and she like, hey, Dad, they gave me 8. I'm like, oh yeah, I know, because I told them to I got you the 8 because you only asked for the 4. And I thought you'd probably be a little hungry. She like, oh, all right, cool. She eating a couple poppers. I'm driving. Now, I'm the type of person, I look side to side the whole time I'm driving, right? And as I'm driving, I look over and she eating my burger. I'm like, bruh, what is you doing? She like, what? What you mean? And mind you, she took like a small bite. She like eating that jaw. And I'm like, yo, you asked me specifically for some poppers and you only asked for 4. I got you 8. Why are you eating my burger? And she like, my bad. I'm like, no. I didn't ask you for my bad. What I'm trying to understand is, why are you eating my burger? That's all I want to know. I thought it was mine. How did you think it was yours? Right? When you said, I don't want nothing else. That's all I want. So I got you what you wanted and more. But you eating my burger. I'm trying to understand. Like, it ain't registering with me. And so she was like, I was like, look, I ain't tripping at you eating a burger. I just wanted to understand why you thought my burger was your joint when you said that you didn't want nothing else, right? So she stopped eating and she like put the wrapper around it. And I'm like, oh, whoa. Hold on now. You definitely not about to start eating my burger and then not eat it. You get to eat that whole joint now. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm hungry and you ain't even eating the rest of this joint? Oh, no. That is not about to happen. You gonna eat this burger. Now, mind you, I had another burger. I was on my greedy joint that day. I'm not even going to pump fake. So that's probably another reason why I wasn't tripping anyway, because I had a whole nother burger in there. And so I was just like, yo, so we just, I'm laughing. I'm laughing the whole time we in the car. Like, yo, you is so crazy. Like, you really legit was just eating my burger. Like, I'm good. This was mine. Like, I just thought it was crazy. We laugh about it, and things like that. But it was definitely all love. Shout out to my daughter. And so remember, don't go eating nobody's food, man. All right, you be easy and be great.
You're in control of how you feel. You're in control. You are the determining factor of your feelings. No one else can control how you feel. Remember, you're in control how you feel. So control your feelings.